Hey friend, hey cousin, hey y'all, hey. Please like, share, and subscribe. Point of View with Joy and Q. I am back to talk about my DNA results. Yes. So, as many of you guys know that I was adopted, I also was a foster child. So this is my profile on my Ancestry. I actually took a MyHeritage DNA test. And here, as you can see, I just described a little bit about my journey. Hey, I'm Joy. I was born in June of 81. My mother, Renee, was sick. I was taken into foster care. I explained about my grandfather, which is my mother's daddy, asking his first cousin, Dolores, which we call her Lois for short, to take care of me while my mother was in a mental hospital. Now, the cool part about this, guys, is that MyHeritage did not show me everything. However, it did give me some clues on my origins. Okay, what am I made of? What is my DNA? It did let me know I was Nigerian. Okay. And if you guys want to learn more about MyHeritage, that DNA journey with MyHeritage DNA is on this channel. So only thing you guys have to do is click on videos and you'll be able to see my mom's picture and my picture. And this actually is a picture of my mom, the younger version of my mom, right before she had me. And then that's a picture of me pointing into the camera. So MyHeritage is definitely inside of my videos on this YouTube channel. And I just wanted to share this journey because I did not know who my daddy was. And I found out that Delbert Daniel Denny is my younger brother's father. So now we have the mystery solved. Let me show you. Yes, so let's go on over to my Ancestry. Where is my Ancestry? There we go. Okay, there goes my Ancestry. Let's come out of profile. And this is just like the cool profile. When you log into my Ancestry, it shows how many people I have in my tree, which is 92 people right now. It also lets you register DNA kits, buy a DNA kit, know your pet's DNA. And it gives you all of these different types of company policies at the bottom, FAQs, your settings. Okay, and it shows that I do have a DNA test on here. Okay, so let's come out of there. Oh, there goes my handsome little brother. That's my biological brother, Charles Edward Denny, and he was born in 1983. He does live over in the Lulu, St. Louis, STL baby, and he has a birthday coming up. Now, my mother, I asked her, yes, she's been in a mental hospital since 1981. She had me in there, and she's still been in the mental hospital. So I did ask her about who my brother's father was. She did tell me his full name. She said Delbert Daniel Denny. So, people think people that's in a mental hospital don't have no sense or they're all off their rockers. No, like God allowed my mother to tell me that Delbert Daniel Denny is my brother's father. She also said he could have been my father too. However, when I took my Ancestry, it revealed to me who my daddy is. Yes, so I did put down that Delbert Daniel Denny is my younger brother's father. If you guys can see my brother's picture, y'all really can't see him that good, I don't think. However, this is his daddy, and I'm telling y'all, he looked just like his father. Okay, this is his father right here, with my younger brother's siblings. My younger brother has never met any of his siblings in person. However, if you was to see my brother Charles, with all his hair cut down, you would say, yes, that is his daddy. He wouldn't even be able to deny it. So yes, Delbert Daniel Denny is my younger brother's father. And I'm just so thankful that I could bring that closure to my brother Charles, because that is something that was important to him, and it still is. Okay, so let's go on and talk about my father. So yes, this is the family tree that I've been building, and if we could just get the backstory on how I found my father, which my father's over there, his name is Brian Terry. Okay, so let's talk about how I found my dad. Let me go back into my ancestry, guys. Okay, let's start, because this has been definitely a trying moment. Honestly, I want to be honest, and I want to just be transparent so you guys can understand what I was going through. When I took my heritage test, I was looking on YouTube at, other people's experiences to see like how was they able to find their father, if they had that situation, or any long lost family member that they know existed in their family tree. Okay, and it was heartbreaking watching some of the stories. However, the reason I decided to do my ancestry is because my heritage, it showed me family members. Some of them I knew already because I know some of my mom's side of people since I was raised by her family. However, I did not know anything about my daddy. And when I asked my mom, she just told me about my younger brother's father. And we was always told growing up, like relatives would say, oh, you and Charles have different daddies. And I really believe that, honestly. And so then I started to believe, well, wait a minute, what if Delbert Daniel Denny could be my dad too? However, as I was thinking that, I took my ancestry test, and back in April of 2024, I received the results. It did take about, I want to say, 8 weeks before I got my results. I'm so pleased to tell y'all, I found my father's people. Yes, I'm telling y'all. And here at the bottom, I don't know if you guys see that little green plus sign. I'm going to click on that, and it does tell me information about my mom's side and my dad's side. The way I found my daddy when I took my ancestry test, my father's sister, she actually registered with my ancestry in 2019. So it literally opened a door to the mystery. And what I just clicked on with that little green button, it just shows me the DNA inherited from each parent. So it lets me know all about that. And I love this, that my ancestry has that. It is a membership access. However, it does allow you to find out what side is from your mom, what side is from your father, if that makes sense. So like if I click on Nigeria, it will show me 50% of my, like, look at my father. My father has that long green part. My mother has a smaller green part, and then it shows me, and I take all of their DNA, right? So it shows me about my DNA for Nigeria, Benin and Togo, Ivory Coast and Ghana, Mali, Germanic Europe, Cameroon, Western Bantu peoples, England and Northwestern Europe, Central West Africa, Yoruba land, Ireland, Senegal, Ethiopia and Eritrea, Sweden and Portugal. Okay, so let's see. If I click on my father's side, it lets me know that my father had a decent amount of Benin and Togo in him. If I click on the Nigeria side, it lets me know my father and mother both had Nigerian in them. Wow. Ivory Coast. Let me click on Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast and Ghana, it shows me that my mother had some, actually she has more Ivory Coast and Ghana in her than my dad. It looks like that line is a little bit more. Obviously, yeah. Okay. I see also the graphs right here where it says the paternal 50% and mother 50% makes me 100%. And then down here, it lets me know that my mom had more Ivory Coast than Ghana. My daddy had more Benin and Togo, and my daddy had more Nigerian. Okay, period. Now, let's keep going. Mali. Let's look at Mali. Mali 7% came straight from my daddy. Okay, the German Europe. That 5% came from my mom and 2% came from my dad. Cameroon, I got 2% from my father and 4% from my mother. Western Bantu, 3% from each person. England and Northwestern Europe, I got 4% from my father and 2% from my mom. Central West Africa, 4% from my mama. Yoruba land, my mama was Yoruba, baby. That is like a big, ethnic group in Nigeria. And it's actually in other parts too. It's not just Nigeria, because the Yoruba people, they are, Nigeria, and they also have traveled as well in like the Congos and in Ghana. Yes. Ireland, 2%. My mom is she gave me 2% of Ireland, and I have 1% from my mom for Senegal, 1% of Ethiopia interior from my mama, Sweden from my mama, and then it looks like 1% Portugal from my mommy. Okay, Mamma Mia. Cool, guys. I'm so excited. I'm telling you, to do a DNA test and find out who your daddy is such a huge deal. Period, point blank. And I know I said that. This is just my way of rejoicing, because for a long time I went through so much pain being raised as a foster child. And even though I was raised by my grandfather's first cousin, it's not the same as being, if you was raised by your real mother and your real father. Okay, believe me, I went through a lot of identity phases. I went through a lot of abandonment, not being raised by my parents, and that really did mold my life. Because when I got out of the house at 17, I was looking for love in all the wrong places, trying to fill a void for a mother and a father. Okay, I appreciate my adopted mother / cousin. She did her best. However, we was not able to call her mama. Okay, I did not have a motherly bond with her. I just did not. And all I can do is say she did provide for us, and I understood that she loved us in her own way. However, it was not love that I could receive. I just did not receive love in my perspective from her. And I really grew up a very, very scary childhood. Yes, we had shoes, we had clothes. However, when you don't have love, that love void, that could send you on a roller coaster into a dangerous life. And I definitely went through a lot, okay, in my childhood, and then coming out of my childhood, going into like that young adulthood, I went crazy. Like, I was literally out in the world buck wild, looking for love, as I said before. Okay, so ancestral journeys by parents. Okay, so as you can see, the Ancestry has this, my Ancestry has this like journey that you can look at for where your father, like his people all came from. So it says Central and Southern Louisiana Creoles, Alabama and Georgia. So it shows me about my daddy's folks, period. For my mother's folks, it shows me where her family was coming from. Come on now. And they always said that we had some type of biracial, whether it was Hispanic, or some people would say we had a little white in us because of my mother's grandfather. I don't know if it's true. Okay, let's see here. It lets us know about all of this information, about the journeys that my folks went through. Common journeys of your closest matches. Wow, that's so amazing. And then here it says meet your matches. So it shows me on my mother's side, I already know Clemmy Davis. That is my that's my grandmother's sister's child. And yes, I actually, messaged her. Ricky Ray, that's her child. Clemmy Davis and Ricky Ray, their mother and son. Clemmy is a woman, and her son Ricky Ray, and I know she has other children as well. So on my mom's side, it shows me the people who have taken the ancestry test and where they fall. And on my father's side, let's see, because I see maternal. Oh, let's see, paternal side. Y'all, it's just a blessing. It's just a blessing, okay? And I'm just thankful, period. And my Ancestry DNA definitely has so much to offer. So if you guys are thinking about it, don't think too long. Get into my Ancestry and let's get it, guys. You have to. So you can get that, fill that void of knowing where you come from. Is so powerful. Imagine you not knowing, your mama, you're not knowing your daddy, but when you take the ancestry test, you're able to see all these different ways and different DNAs. And if you think about it, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I always like me some spicy food, and now I know why. And I always liked wood, and I know why now, because it's a lot of different, culture, traditions that goes through certain actually all parts of, Africa, okay? However, it's certain tribes, and my ancestry may not show you everything, okay, like, okay, what tribe you from and this and that, but it does give you a way to look inside the box and at least explore. Does that make sense? I don't know if it does, but for me it did, because I'm like, okay, when I look at DNA, I look at it different now. And what I mean by that is looking at the traits. These traits, you would be surprised, but a lot of these traits, I'm talking about like 98%, they is on point. Okay? They're on point. They're on point. And it shows me by parent, like, where did the certain things come from, maternal side, and my paternal side, and then my maternal side. And it shows me about the performance, nutrients, so many different things. Yep. I definitely don't have no dimples, and it's because of my mama. And my cleft chin, likely to have a cleft chin. I don't have all the way a cleft chin, but my chin is, a little chunky chunk. Says more likely almost. Yeah. But it's from my daddy. Okay. Now, we already spent 19 minutes on me just smiling and laughing and just hee. Now, let's go to the interesting part. Okay, where's this guy first one? My auntie, my daddy's sister, she has 35 people tied to her tree. When I seen that 1,627 CMs, I was just like, oh my goodness. Okay. And the fact of the matter is, my auntie had taken the test in 2019. Okay. She shares 23% DNA with me, which says 1,627 CMs, which is very strong, because 23% of DNA, she either would have had to be an auntie, which she is, a sister, or my grandmother. Now, those are the only ways that those people can share DNA that strong with you. Because remember, the father is, just say the father is like 50%, or is they say 50, but just say he's 48%. The mother is 52%. Okay, their siblings would be like 23, because it's half of them, if you understand what I'm saying. So when I noticed that, I was like, oh my goodness, who is she? And I did send her a message, so I want you guys to see the message I sent her. April 18th, 2024. This is what I sent to my auntie, which is my daddy's sister. I said, we share high DNA. I like extremely high. I see you are from Gary, Indiana. My name is Joy. Could you tell me your first and last name? I think we could be sisters, or I don't know, but I need to talk with you. And then I said, I talked to her about Facebook, and I said, hey, good morning. I hope you're doing well. I now have a decent level of confidence that you are my aunt, which would make you my father's sister. I believe Brian Terry was my father. I'm at least thankful to find clues to who my father's people are. I'm telling you, one of the worst feelings is never knowing your father and feeling abandoned in life. I always wanted to find out who he was and what he was like, as well as understand why he and my mom didn't work out, or if he even had a relationship with my mother. Okay, so she did respond back through Facebook, and to show you my auntie and myself, our connection. Okay, Nigeria, I'm 27%, she's 31. Benin and Togo, she's 21, I'm 15%. So as you go down, you can see we definitely have a lot of the similarities. Okay, of course, some of that is going to be from my mom that's in me. It's not going to just be fully from my dad. However, as you can see, we share similarities. Okay. Yes. Okay. And I'm just so thankful. So once I went to my auntie TT's DNA, I wanted to also look at her tree so I could be able to find out about my common ancestors. And I also looked at the surnames. So I definitely have connections with the Pages, Atkins, the Terrys, the Watsons. And then over here it has the Conleys, the Drys, and also Williams. Yep. All of these different last names. So now my auntie and my father, they had the same mom and same dad. So my aunties and my daddy's father, which he would be my grandfather, his name is John Terry. He's my paternal grandfather. He was born 1931 to 2006. Ethel Allen Terry, that's my daddy's mom, which is my grandmother. She was born 1935 to 2019. And yes, let me see if I can open up the tree. Okay, yes. So it does bring in information. As a matter of fact, I can be able to open up my own tree, which, let me see. There goes my tree right there. Oh, can I look at my tree? Let me see, y'all. I think it's a way for me to look at my tree. Matches, DNA. Oh, there we go. Duh. Yeah. So my brother and his fiance, they have a child together, Cornell Denny. And that is my little nephew. Look at him looking like my brother. Ooh. And then that's my mama, Renee. And that's my daddy. Y'all want to see how my dad look? Y'all might not want to see, but I want to see again. Sure do, sure do, sure do. My dada. That's my father, y'all. This is my father. Yes. And I feel like my husband said I look like him. Yes, that's me, y'all. That look that he got on his face right now, that is joy. That is my daddy, y'all. That lady that's with him, that was his wife before he passed away. That's my daddy. Oh, I would have loved to meet him. Yes, yes. And you see right here where it says 1981, his daughter Joy was born in 1981 in Logansport, Indiana. And Logansport, Indiana is the mental hospital where my mom was at. He did have 3 sisters. Now, his sister Shauna, she passed away already. And then his sister Cheryl passed away too, unfortunately. His daddy passed away, which is my grandfather. His sisters are my auntie. Now, he does have one living sister. That's the one that started the Ancestry DNA in 2019. That's how I found out that he was my father, because of her DNA being so large. Me finding that out, was because God allowed her to do the DNA. However, his other 2 sisters, which I wish I would have met, Auntie Shauna and Auntie Cheryl passed away. And then his father, John, passed away. And they actually all passed away in Gary. And that is so crazy to me, because I was in Gary in 99, the year 2000, the year 2001. And I didn't know. I did not know. And then my daddy, he passed away June 7, 2017 in Gary, Indiana, when he was 58 years old. So, y'all, it's bittersweet. But I got to get some closure on my beautiful father. Yep. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful that God allowed me to know who my daddy was. Yep. Okay, so as you guys can see his link, there go his mom Ethel, father John, his sister Shauna, his sister Cheryl, his other sister, my other aunt, which is my auntie that's living. She says this is part of her tree. It doesn't show her name because that's fine. However, I'm just so happy that God allowed me to view this. And then also too, so my grandmother Ethel, her mother was named Maddie E. Watson, and my grandfather John Terry on my daddy's side, his mother was named Elizabeth Page. So on my mama's side, my grandfather, which is her daddy, his name was Johnny B. Ward. And isn't that crazy that John Terry and Johnny B. Ward was both of my grandfathers? Okay, so my name being Joy, I'm like, okay. Not that it rhymes with Johnny or John, it's just the point that, wow, I had 2 grandfathers that name was like John or Johnny, Okay, my mother's mother, her name was Mary Bell Ward, and as you can see, my grandfather's on my mama's side, his father name was Jesse Ward and his mother name was Florida. And then on her mother's father, my mother's father's name was Ashby Parker, and he actually was biracial. So I think he was mixed, could have been mixed with Spanish, or something, but they definitely said he was biracial. And then my grandmother on my mama's side, her mama name was Bobby Parker. Okay. And I remember Big Mama. I actually remember going to her house when I was a kid. They took me down there one time or twice. Okay, my mother's siblings, she has a brother named Greg, and then rest in peace, Uncle Chris. I just found out he passed away. I found out that his daughter, well, we thought that was his daughter, Christian Ward. We did find out that that's not his child. However, I feel like she'll always be a part of our family because I love her. And I always thought she looked like us. Okay, so that is pretty much it, guys. I mean, it's more information. If you guys want to know more stuff, I definitely will share with y'all. Last but not least, Ancestry does have a way for you to look at your second cousins on your maternal side and look at your second, third, and fourth cousins on your paternal. So maternal or paternal, it'll show you how many CCMs you share with them. And it also allows you to send them a message. Just like I sent my auntie a message when I found out about that relation. You can also send a message to them too. Let's see. So all over here, I sent some messages. I found out I have a Caucasian cousin. And her name is Rebecca. Okay, period, point blank. Okay. I mean, I got more than one Caucasian cousin, y'all. I do. And we are just a mixed blended family, but I did send some messages out to people about the relations. And y'all, I'm just excited. So that is my journey on my ancestry. I got to find my daddy and find out about my heritage and my DNA. And I would love to do, you know, conversations on here. If you guys want to send a message or, you know, like maybe put a comment in, I can definitely give you guys my email address. It's joyecandy@gmail.com. That's JOYEYECANDY@gmail.com. If you guys, you know, just wanted to ask questions you might not have wanted to put in the comment box. However, if you do feel comfortable, just, you know, leave comments and tell me how you feel about my journey, about what I went through. I did get to spend time with my daddy's sister. I went out to visit her. We also celebrated Labor's Day together. I did spend time with my daddy's auntie and she is so much fun, y'all. Like, I have a lot of family here in Indiana and I'm just like enjoying myself. You know, I no longer feel abandoned. I no longer feel like I'm just this orphan. And even though I really didn't feel all the way that, because like I said, I do definitely have family on my mama's side. It's just like, if you know, being a child, you know, your mother being in a mental hospital, just imagine, you know, the pain I had to go through when other people can call their mom. And I couldn't even talk to my mom because she was, you know, in a mental hospital. She was on a lot of medications and, you know, she used to do some wild things when she was out. So I just went through a lot. And when my mother had my little brother, she actually was doing a lot better. She had actually got her own place. She had like one of those efficiency apartments and she was living in St. Louis when she had my little brother. So she was mentally more stable than when she had me. Okay, so I'm just telling y'all the truth. And I mean, it's just like my brother, my great auntie raised him. And then, like I told y'all, my grandfather's first cousin raised me. So my brother and me, even though we lived in the same city, we did not live in the same house. And yep. One day, maybe we can, you know, talk about some of the stuff I experienced in my childhood and some of the stress I went through and the actual anxiety, because I did end up going into a mental hospital myself. I did end up having a nervous breakdown. I was diagnosed with some, you know, disorders. However, my mother, she is definitely was diagnosed with schizophrenic, and she's diagnosed with multiple personalities, and I believe psychotic personality. She's diagnosed with multiple mental illness conditions. Yeah, so that's why she's still in there to this day. I would love to bring her out. I did used to like come and get her out sometimes, and it's just like life has not been where I was able to afford it, like recently, where I could just like take her out for weeks or whatnot. I'm not able to do that at this time. However, I did come and visit her for Christmas. I did visit her, and I do send her stuff whenever she asks me for DoorDash. I do try to still show her love. I still appreciate her giving birth to me, no matter what. No matter what. I love my mama. And yep. So you guys got to get some more, dialogue about what my experience is and, in my journey. And like I said, please, guys, be, transparent inside the comments and just let me know, have you ever took that DNA test? Was you told one thing and you just was curious on what your DNA was, or are you, hey, you're just fine. You grew up with your mom and your father, and you still wanted to take a DNA test because you want to know what all came up. I mean, everybody has their own situation. However, I would definitely love to grow this side in my journey, especially through YouTube. I would definitely like to connect my stories and find out about other people's stories, and we can just go deeper and deeper. Like maybe in the future I can make videos on certain parts of where my DNA is from, because I do love me some Nigerian movies. I love Nigerian food. I love the Nigerian clothing. I enjoy Ghana's food too, because they're both West Africa. Their clothing, a lot of their different, traditions. I mean, I am a Christian. However, I do understand that, a lot of spirituality is there in Africa. So I do understand, some of those things. When I say I understand, I mean, I'm like, okay, I get it. Some people may have known about Christianity, however, they have their own journeys, and I get that, so I'm not against them. I just am a Christian. I just believe that Jesus died for my sins and was rose on the third day with all power over everything, and I accept him in my life as my personal savior. And yeah, guys, like, I'm about to go because I'm getting very long-winded. And this is a 37-minute video. So hopefully you did not fall asleep. Hopefully you watched to the end. Follow me on Instagram as Melanin Unique Love. On TikTok is Joy Love You, the number 4, real. Bigo is Joy Love Peace Bay. And Bigo, I'm mostly on Bigo now because Bigo is like my own little TV station. My own little TV, okay? Like, I got my own TV show. Y'all. So yeah, so you get to get my personality a lot more in depth on Bigo TV. Bigo is BIGO. And y'all, look up Joy Love Peace Bay. You definitely can follow me on there. And then I'm going to also be on here too, because I'm going to be putting on different types of videos. I'm going to definitely be reviewing videos, reviewing movies. Yeah, so it's a lot more to come if God is willing. Okay, so we're going to stop this video right now. And love you. I hope you guys have a good one. Bye.